Then I had gotten off the streets and gotten back with my daughter. And there was a fire, and I couldn't save her. So there I was homeless again. But this time, with my family blaming me because thinking that I could have done something different. I don't know. So now I don't talk to them at all.
You have no help.
None. None. And I lost my documentation, my driver's license and stuff in that fire. And I've been trying for the last 3 years to get it back. And it seems like every time I gain something, I lose it. Like I had my wallet stolen that had my social security card and my ID. So now I don't even have that. And getting getting a job or anything with I can't even prove who I am right now.
How old was your daughter?
My daughter was 19.
Your only one?
I have a son, and he's mad, 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 mad. He thinks I left her. I was trying to get help, but there was no help. I got out. So the fire department hadn't got the fire department from the next town over got to us before our fire department.
Let me
So
ask you a question. Do you, because of your family and because of your son, that they put the blame on you, do you feel guilty for it?
I struggled with that for a long time. Um, and yeah, when I miss Hannah at times, yeah, but I, I've always believed that everybody has a time and a place. And with everything that went wrong that night, everything that went wrong, I believe that it was supposed to happen, but it doesn't make me feel any better to be the one that made it out, you know?
I'm very sorry to hear that, and I don't know what to say, but I'm sure that it makes it a lot worse if you put the blame on yourself,
Yeah,
and if you weren't the one to blame, then at least I guess try to work on that and remove the blame from yourself, because I'm sure it's a heavy burden to carry.
yeah, they say that there's survivor's guilt, anyways.
Yeah.
When you survive and someone you love doesn't. But when the people that you care about blame you too, it's like they never knew me to think that I could leave her.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 48. I'm gonna be 49 in October.
Have you ever gotten to therapy for that?
Uh, I was going to therapy when I was in the ILF. Yeah, it's just the ILFs are, you pay like I was paying $650 a month to live in a four or five bedroom house with 12 other ladies. You don't save that way. And then you've got all these other personalities and stuff that you have to get along with, and it's hard.
And have you had any experience in the shelters?
I went to Chapman's once. It was really hard because I had been on the street 6 months at that time, and going from just me to being in a shelter, and there's in a dorm with 28 other ladies. Literally there was a person here, a person there, a person there, a person there, and a person there. I was literally covered with people. It was really hard to adjust to being surrounded by people as opposed to being here. I mean, when you're out here, people hardly ever talk to you, unless they're homeless too, So
But do you feel unsafe out here?
at times, um, yeah, not all the time though. But I mean, when I first came to the streets, I was scared all the time. But I guess as time goes by and you realize that just because it could happen doesn't mean it's gonna. Um, it gets to be a little bit easier. And I mean, you meet some really, really good people, homeless people. Just down on their luck. You know, could be anybody. Is what people don't realize is like with that fire. One night, everything changed. That could be anybody. People just don't realize how close they are to being homeless, how easy it is to become homeless. But it is not easy to get up off the streets once you're here.
A lot of people seem to think that it is.
Easy?
A
Oh, yeah,
lot.
they look at you like, what are you doing there? Yeah, no, it's hard, because there's stuff that you deal with when you're on the streets, that each time I come back from the streets, I come back different, not as soft, nice. And it's just from being on the streets, having to act tough, having to act, so people will leave you alone, you know.
How was the change from going going from having a house to then losing it all like that and then being out here? How did that take a toll on you mentally?
Uh, it's hard not to give up. Not Actually, I think if I knew God would let me give up, I would. But I know He won't. You know, um, I think that honestly, I think it would do everybody good to be homeless in their life at least once.
Why do you say that?
Because when you're homeless, you realize just exactly what your needs are and what wants are, what you really need to survive, and what are wants. You know, it humbles you.
I'm sure that I think a lot of people see the homeless as um, like you just said earlier, that can never happen to me, or they're a different type of people.
Yeah,
They're
even
either
some of the homeless people think that they're different than other homeless
yeah,
just by what they do when they're homeless. Well, I only drink or I don't do drugs. It's just really weird that you know you're sleeping on the ground. You know,
what would you say to those people that have this mentality of the homeless should just, why don't you just get off the streets, or why don't you just find a job? Because again, they haven't lived it. So
right? Well,
what would you
okay,
say to those
okay.
people?
Well, just think about when you fill out a job application, your name, your birth date, social security, address. What you gonna put down for an address? You know, when you get a job, okay. This me. Oh, sorry, me. I had a job at uh, Hardee's, and this was when I still had my car. I was living in my car, and I got the job. I cleaned up in a bathroom, restroom, um, washed my uniform in the because I hadn't got paid yet. Washed my uniform in the sink. Put it out on my car to dry. I ended up losing the job though because um, uh, I had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and after it's hard to sleep at night. Um, uh, and I just slept through my shift. Yeah, because I just got overtired. I couldn't get adequate sleep when I was off, and so I mean, it's there. That's like that man right there. He goes to work every day. That he can work, and it's harder. It's so much harder um, when you're homeless. You have to have an address for a job. It's just stuff that people take for granted, like the use of being able to shower every day, which here, if you can get there quick enough, Camilla's, which is awesome because they don't have that where in, uh,
Miami Gardens.
yeah, Miami Gardens. Actually, there was this guy that owned a Chevron store, and he would let me clean up in his bathroom and stuff. I mean, there's good people. I mean, people that are good to the homeless. I just wish people would be a little bit more understanding and compassionate, and uh, just realize that it could so easily be them. So easily be them.
The majority of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Uh, no savings.
Hmm.
If they miss a paycheck, where are you gonna go? Unless you have a bunch of family or friends that are willing to help you,
Right,
where are you gonna go? Because once you can't pay the rent,
right,
you're
right. And see, very, very first time I was homeless, um, it was in Tennessee, and it hurt so bad because I would go to my friends and ask for help, knowing that if the tables was turned, I'd have helped them, and not to get the help. Whether it be, can I wash my clothes? Or can I take a shower? Or you would be surprised how hard it is to take a shower at your friends' and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I look at it different, but yeah. So
Can I ask you what keeps you going?
God, God, like I said, He won't let me. He won't let me quit. Um, I'm not done here. I have no doubt that I'm not going to end right here. This is just a stepping stone to where I need to go, and I'm learning what I need to learn here.
And
And
what's your plan?
I would like to get off the streets, become a Christian therapist, maybe do some missions trips. But I mean, this is kind of a missions trip right here. So yeah, that's what I would like to do.
Do you have a plan to get out of here?
Uh, I'm gonna try and get in Camilla's or a shelter to where I can save up money to be able to get my own place. But I have to. The documentation is what's hurt me so much, and because I don't have anything now.
And how do you go about getting that?
Um, well, that's the trouble that I've been having is everything you need one of the other things to get.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
for the documentation for like your ID or driver's license, you have to have birth certificate and a social security card. Well, to get them, like the social security card or whatever, you have to have ID, you know, and that's what I'm running into. You have to have for the things that I need, you need the other things to get them, and I don't have them. So, I mean, like, if I was still talking to my parents, I could probably, can you apply for my birth certificate for me? It'd be easier, but
And have you tried talking to them, or ever since they blamed you for what happened, have you?
no, um, no, I haven't. Um, they, I wasn't even allowed to go to my daughter's memorial. My parents Baker acted me, so I couldn't go because it would upset the other family members. So, no, the only one that I would talk to is my son. The door is always open for him. If he wants to talk to me, that's fine. But no, I can't. There's a thing called toxic relationships, and that's what I have with them. So
And that's with everyone. It could be a family member, it could be a boyfriend, girlfriend,
mm,
friend, and
yeah,
those you have to cut off. I understand.
yeah, yeah,
And some people have a hard time understanding that their family can be toxic. It's not only your spouses or your friends, family members too.
and this the well, but their family, no, that don't go with me. I mean, it did for a long time, but when well, I just don't want to get into that. But yeah, oh,
Have you tried talking to your son?
no, I wrote him a letter, and I thought about sending it. Um, I want to respect him. He doesn't want to talk to me, and I want to respect that. I don't want to push myself on him, but I don't want him to have it in his head that I don't want to talk to him, and I don't know how to, you know.
Does
But
he know that the door is open?
no, because that's what I wrote the letter about. That the door will always be open to him.
And why don't you send it?
The only address is where the fire burned up, so I don't know if it would get to him or not.
I think that the longer that time passes, maybe you don't know what his where his mind is at, and
Right
maybe
now,
and maybe
yeah,
he thinks that the door is closed, so he doesn't make the approach either.
yeah,
Somebody has to. I don't know if it's pride or, but
yeah,
somebody has to let go of it,
yeah, yeah.
so you guys can reconnect again. He doesn't know your situation right now, right?
Uh, they knew. No, he don't know where I am or anything like that. No. Last I knew, he didn't care. Um, but like you said, time passes and feelings change and people experience things, and I'm hoping after he has kids,
I don't understand.
he'll realize that I wasn't such a bad mom. That we just make mistakes with the best, and when you're messed up anyways mentally, you know you, you you make the best decisions you can with what you have, you know. So
How old is he now?
in March he'll be he no in March he turned 24.
Still young.
Yeah, Yeah.
So, you know,
I haven't seen him since he was 15, though.
really,
Yeah.
is that when everything happened?
Huh?
9 years ago?
No. No. He wanted to go live with my brother, so I let him. Um, uh, well, I will say I've experienced a lot of things in my life, and homelessness is not the worst thing. It's not the best, but I've been through worse.
Yeah.
So just seems like it's gonna last the longest. Because I've been battling um, off and on for 5 years. No, yeah, 5 years. Battling off and on for 5 years, and it's just scary. How easy it is to end up back here, and I don't know. Sometimes it seems like it's easier um, to come back here. I don't know why.
What do you mean by that?
Well, like when I first had to first night I slept in my car. It was just horrible. I couldn't believe that I was there, and I don't know. Maybe it's just that now I realize that anybody could be there, and how easy it is to end up here, and with the economy bad and everything, it's really scary. Just how bad it's gonna get. And now Miami's made it, or yeah, it's illegal. It's in October. It's going to be illegal to be homeless.
What are people gonna do? Because I
Go
have
to
heard that.
jail.
You know,
We'll go to jail. I mean, what are we supposed to do? You know, I just don't understand it.
what's your plan for when October comes?
I'm hoping to be in a
Shelter.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
But
hear that a lot of people avoid shelters. I don't. I've never been in one, but from what I hear, they're not the best places to be.
okay, you get a bed, but if you get in a fight, you lose it. So people can treat you however they want. You know, because they know that if you put your hands on them, you got to leave. So uh, it's just it's a lot of people coming right off the streets, and when you come off the streets, you're more aggressive. So you've got a lot of people living together in tight areas. That no telling how long they've been on the streets. Where they're more aggressive, which you have to be. You know, it's hard to take, yeah. Because when I was staying at Chapman's, everything was fine except for this one girl that she liked me when she was bipolar. She liked me when she was fine, but when she cycled down, she wanted to fight me. And I knew that she was going to be the one that was going to get me to fight. So when my check came the next time, I just left. That way I wouldn't get kicked out without anything, you know? So,
What word of advice would you give to anybody going through this situation,
oh, golly.
or to avoid this situation?
To, uh, I don't know how to avoid it. But I would say that if you ever find yourself in this position, to learn what the shelters, where you get to eat, where you can shower, all the things that'll help you, that'll make it a little bit easier while you're out here, a little bit, to where you don't want to just blow your brains out, you know. I was talking to a girl yesterday, and she's been out here 4 months, and she just wanted to die yesterday, you know. And I told her, you know, it's temporary. This is temporary, but it's hard when like everything is going wrong. And then yesterday it rained, and her stuff got all soaked, you know. Um, it's hard when stuff. Uh,
Piles on.
mhm, yeah,
But I
not
think
to
that
get overwhelmed.
mentality is everything. Whether you're going through homelessness or you're battling cancer, the moment that you get down on yourself, that's when everything piles in.
That's like I met a guy yesterday, last night. He's homeless, uh, stage 4 throat cancer, gonna die, cracking up jokes. I mean, I loved being around him just because of his perspective, and that's what I told him. I want to hang around you because my perspective is all wrong. If I can be feeling sorry for myself, and you are, you know, cutting jokes, and yeah, so
It's always good to surround yourself with good people.
yeah, positive. Positive is what you need out here. There's so much negative. Everywhere you look, you see negative. So if you can put yourself around positive people, definitely turn to God. You know, He's the only thing. Yeah, I wouldn't have made it as far as I have in my life if I haven't had God in it. So thank God. Yeah.
Amen. I think that's a good note to leave it on.
All right.
Angela,
Thank you.
thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you for coming out and interviewing us and stuff, making people aware.